the big tech companies, or at this point, which is only AI tech companies, are as horrendous as my haircut at this point, which is pretty bad. And if you just look at what they're doing with in sorts of like their strategy type of movement, if you know what I mean. So just look at their moves. So with ChatGPT or OpenAI, with Sora 2 that they just released, with a pretty much like straight up copy of TikTok. Um, I don't use TikTok, but I'm pretty sure that they're copying TikTok in some way or another. So what they're doing is AI content, right? Like AI content, and if it's like it, if you just look at the fundamentals of what makes a successful AI company, I've been into fucking AI for a long time now. And I just I find it interesting. That's kind of the reason why. If you just look at it from that perspective, and to be clear, there's really only one thing that you have to understand, and that is data. Like all they're trying to get and everything, like the game they're playing is that the data game. So if they get a lot of data, they'll be able to train their models, and then their models will be better. More people will use them, of course, and then more money to them, and happy ending for them, I guess. If the world isn't ending at that time, uh, only time will tell. We don't know. I don't know. I'm not God. So if you just look at obviously they want people to use their models. They want to hop on that trend. They kind of want to be a little bit, controversial with like AI content and stuff, and they kind of want to, sort of threaten the position TikTok is at right now. Like I'm pretty sure they have released some AI models as well, um, which is obviously trained on TikTok videos, videos on TikTok. Um, so if you, I'll just make a quick prediction. So what I think based on all like everything we look at now in terms of all the big like tech giants or AI companies, to be specific, the here's how I think it will go. So I'm pretty sure that both Google with Gemini, Grok, Meta with Llama, or like Meta AI, and China. These four players, I think, are in the best position to, clear out everyone. So with Google, why them? So they have a huge infrastructure. They have so much data. Like you're most likely watching this video on YouTube, which is owned by Google. So yeah, well, you're not most likely. You're watching this video on YouTube, so that's the argument for why. And you're probably watching it on Chrome, Google Chrome as well, like, which is also Google. So like they're at the end of the day, they're just like a data company, right? So when you think about that from that perspective, they're obviously going to train their AI models on the data. So we're not considering that they train their models based on the data that they get from user interaction on their platform. So ChatGPT, like OpenAI, obviously trains their data on people using the ChatGPT app, which is why they're like exploded, because they were the first out with AI, like AI, quote unquote AI, as of what we know it today. That's why so many people went over there, used their models, which then were made it possible for them to just skyrocket, right? Because so many people used it. Um, but now like we have people like Elon Musk buying Twitter for some weird reason, where we later realized that it was a a move, like really fucking smart move, just really calculated, to be honest, where he just bought the platform to get the data so he can then train an AI model on that data. Because I'm pretty sure there's like 700 million people actively on Twitter or like X every single month. So it's a lot of data to train the Grok on. So makes sense. So that's the reason for that. He's also the richest person in the world. So yeah, congrats to him. He has a lot of infrastructure and has a lot of connections, I believe. Um, but it's the data game at the end of the day. So Grok with Twitter, uh, Google because they're Google, and then we have Meta because they're Meta. They own they own Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. Don't think about WhatsApp. I'm not sure if it's end to end encrypted, so I guess they can't train their data on that, like text messages and stuff. So I guess it's only like Instagram and Facebook. But if you look at like the content on Instagram, for instance, is most likely like it's mostly just reels and video content, and it's not that much written content. Because if you want to train an AI like LLM, so large language model, it's text input and it's text input, like it's text input. You have to make those reels and like videos, convert them into text, and then be able to train those models as of what my little peanut brain has thought of at this moment right now, right, yeah, right here, right now. But with Grok, they could just take all of the text, raw text, don't have to do anything with it, just put it in, train it that way, and it's training every single day. The more people using the platform, which is obviously just like infinite money glitch, I think, because you have people using the platform, training the AI models, which then with the AI use of AI models can make the algorithms better, which then can make the platforms better, like more engaging, more people use it and stuff like that, right? So we have like Facebook or like Meta, we have because they have like Facebook and Instagram. We have Google because they're Google, they own YouTube as well, and we have Twitter or like XAI/Grok because they have X/Twitter. And then we have China. China because they're China and they don't give a fuck if you if it's a text message between you and your ex, they're gonna train an AI model on it anyways. So fuck you. So it's like they trade like they're pretty much like dictatorship and like no, not like dictatorship at this point. Like people don't like they can do whatever the fuck they want. So they're just training the data on like not public data, but private data. That's why like I'm pretty sure like Sam Altman, so owner of OpenAI or CEO of OpenAI, is shitting his pants right now because or he's about like he's kind of glazing Trump right now because he wants Trump to make it legal to train AI models on private data. Because that's what China does. Because they don't give a fuck. They're savage like that. They just do it. So that's the reason I think China will probably be one of the top. They have a good chance of swiping everyone if they want, or like, if they really try. They don't come with that many models, but they just recent just when I say China, I mean like Quen, I mean DeepSeek, and I think of some other models, mostly just those two. Quen by out like Alibaba, DeepSeek, separate company, and when you think about it from that perspective, they can just it's is the reason I say China is because it's like they're separate companies, but at the end of the day, they're not really separate companies because they're not like capitalists. They're more like dictatorship. So the leaders or the leaders of China, kind of owns the company. So um, they all worked together. While in the United States, everyone works against each other. Like OpenAI, Google, Grok, Meta, Anthropic. Anthropic. I have not talked about them. I'm not sure how they get their data. They just popped out of nowhere. I use Claude myself because I think it's pretty nice, pretty good as well. But I'm not sure how they're doing. Like I'm not sure how they're so good. I have to deep dive deeper into that. But yeah, China, because they just can use like companies, AI companies in the United States. They can only use the public data, and also the data that they generate from their applications like Facebook, YouTube, etc. Right? While the government of China is like they can just use whatever they can just pick and choose whatever they want without coming up like getting in trouble for it because they're the boss. So and also there's so many more people. Like it's over 1 billion people in China. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, most likely China's gonna be the one. If not, like Grok is pulling up something pretty significant. But who knows if AGI or artificial general or super intelligence is gonna crush the world before that. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I'm actually a little bit more optimistic at this point. Like I thought it was gonna be pretty bad, but I think it's gonna be like I think people are not that stupid. People who's that stupid? Like who's that stupid that they're pretty much committing suicide for like a whole species. I don't think that's I don't think that many people are that stupid. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap that up. That's just what I thought at this point of time. It's currently quite late, so but yeah, I just recorded this anyways because I was in the mood about talking about this specifically. So yeah. Also, nah, yeah. There's not anything else than that. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Bye.